It's that wealth in the kitchen.
Yeah. Passed down from generation to generation. A little nugget, they say experience is the best teacher. But I say experience can be the teacher of fools. Because a wise man will look to see what another man does, to see what he will choose. Is that wealth in the kitchen?
Welcome to Wealth in the Kitchen podcast, brought to you by Wealth in the Kitchen Productions. I am your host, Lula Conley. Welcome back. To those who are faithfully watching the channel, you already know what to expect. If this is your first time, you're going to be in for a treat. It's going to be good. And because I'm excited, you should be excited too. This is a topic that I wanted to discuss about church babies. Those that grow up in the church, really born into the church. And so I thought that she would be a good person to come on here and just chop it up with me. She is a church baby, a poet, a songwriter, a psalmist, a writer, and most of all, importantly, a woman of God. I just believe that what she has to say is going to be awesome. It's going to be great. It's going to bless you. It's going to pour into your spirit. Alexis Thomas. Yes. Alexis Thomas. Now, Alexis, I'm going to redo this because I already did it, but I'm doing it again. Poet, songwriter, psalmist, writer, and woman of God. Now, with your poetry and songwriting, when did you discover that you could do all of this?
Writing poems came in middle school.
Okay.
In a writing class that we had to do a poem for, and then fell in love with it. And I seen I was actually good at it. So
yeah, that's kind of that's kind of how I discovered mine too.
So I was like, "Ooh, I can do this." So kept doing it, and then my first real actual poem I did was for my great aunt's funeral. And then with songwriting, believe it or not, I just realized I can do it a couple months ago.
Wow. Was it like easy to fall into songwriting, or was it?
It was. For a while I thought I couldn't. I'm like, I don't know the structure of, doing a song or how this is supposed to go, but I was like, well, if I can write poetry, it can't be that hard to be able to write a song. So I was like, well, and what I did was take a poem and just change it in the format of a song.
Okay. And the one that you let me hear, was your first song, and it was beautiful. It was on that Suno.
Yes,
that's where it was at.
It was.
It is. Why do you think God gave you those gifts? I know to glorify Him.
Well, Chad, I still don't know. I do not know. Because for a while I'm like, I don't even know what my gift is. Like, I can do this, and because it's a difference with being good at something and it being your gift. Yeah. In a way, I don't think I found my gift in the church.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Yeah, I end up being able to, due to God, being able to use it for His glory and in the church, but it wasn't the way I found it. I quickly found out it was my outlet because I was one to hold everything in because I didn't want to be a burden on anybody else. Okay. So I wouldn't talk about things to people. I would just write it.
When God gives people that gift of writing and being creative like that, is because we need that outlet.
Yes.
Because I know for me, I spend a lot of time writing, being introspective, looking within myself. And the easiest way for me to get it out was put the pen to the paper. Now, this is my thing, and we talked about this off camera. Like, I don't think I'm a church baby. But so I'm gonna ask you because really I started really consistently going to church at age 9, and so from 9 to 13 was at the Baptist church. Then from 13 and a half to 18, I went to Pentecostal. I don't know if we were Kojic. Was it Kojic, Pentecostal?
I think a little everything was sprinkled in there.
So holiness, that's what I remember is holiness of hell.
Right.
I'm like, do I even fit in that mold of being a church baby? My kids, I know, they were born into it. They're church babies. But I just don't know if I fit into So what you think? Do I get a pass or am I just?
I think there's stages of it. So I mean, you can be a church toddler, adolescent.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, I must have came in and I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't think I'm a church baby. My mom wasn't saved when she had me, so but she ended up getting saved in '86, and so we kind of went into that direction. But so I guess you just have to figure out if you born into it, then you a church baby. If not, you can just be adopted church baby. That's probably what I was. Adopted church baby. So then let me ask you this. What did it look like growing up in the church and kind of being sheltered? Because my kids always tell me, well, Mom, we were sheltered. We didn't, because we didn't listen to what they call worldly music or secular music. Some music that was, I felt clean or had a good direction going with it, a good positive message they could listen to. But a lot of the other stuff, it was just like, no. And so they're like, well, we were sheltered. We kind of felt like we didn't fit in. And the church is kind of good for saying this because I've said it. You weren't created to fit in. You ain't gonna never fit in. God got his hand stamped on you, so you not gonna fit in. But they like, I don't want to fit in. So how did you navigate feeling like you were sheltered and maybe not knowing as much as others knew or whatnot?
To be truthful, I never cared.
That's good.
It's like you want to make friends,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, if you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. And
Yeah.
I was okay with it, because I was always one to march to the beat of my own drum.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely was sheltered.
Yeah.
But one thing that does come with being a church baby is the spirit of sneakiness. We found a way to listen to what we wanted to listen to.
Yeah.
But that's also something that people have to know is the church isn't our only influence.
Yes.
Especially going to school, it's not our only influence. So we experienced some different things.
Did you feel like being sheltered, all you knew was church? Did you ever feel like, man, I don't really know all that everybody else knows?
In certain areas, yes. But with me, because I basically have two sets of families. I have my biological, then I have my godparents and siblings.
Mm-hmm.
My biological was the straight
Christian
church. My god siblings, that was a whole nother world. So it was like I seen a little bit of both.
Yeah. So you wouldn't say you was as sheltered just because of your family dynamic.
Right.
That's good. Because I think a lot of you said something when we were doing the promo, is that a lot of times church babies are trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm. And you're riding the backs of your parents and your grandparents, and you just kind of got to go along because everybody think you saved anyways.
Right.
I want you to expound on that because I thought that was really good, because that's really what it is. We kind of skate in there, and if ain't nobody asking if you saved, you just like, well, they think I'm saved, so, and you just looking at grandma, mama, daddy, or whoever. So just talk about that a little bit.
So basically being born into the church, and when that's all you know, you see, it's like, okay, well, I see how y'all doing it. Mm-hmm. And now I kind of know the expectations, but then also it's like, it's not really broken down.
Yeah. How
to get to what y'all expect me to get. So it's like, you kind of just, I'm going to go off my mama prayer. My mama know how to pray. Yeah. My grandma know how to pray. So, I think that can work for me too. And then what I heard was God doesn't have grandchildren.
Okay.
So that kind of is like, okay, well, we can't ride for too long.
Yeah. So when I turned 18, I ended up moving out, and then I left the church too. And it wasn't that I wanted to necessarily go out and find out what the world is doing. That's just kind of where I ended up. And through my experience in the church and watching others who left the church right when they graduated high school or a little bit after, it's like they ran to the streets. And it's like, were they so, in a sense, were they so sheltered and just expected to live this life of salvation that it was like, I can't wait to just go see what the world is about. I can't wait to run out there and check this out. But was there ever like this temptation to just put my foot in the pool and just say, well, what's going on over here? Let me.
No, not really. Not to that certain extent because I'm the youngest. So I've seen all the mistakes. So it was like, yeah, that didn't work out quite right. So it's
I'm
like,
not doing that.
I don't even have to test that. Like, you ain't got to touch the stove to know that it's hot.
Right.
So I didn't really need to.
Do you believe that was God sheltering you? You think he was giving you that mentality so you wouldn't be tempted to just kind of be like, I need to go find out?
I do. I definitely do. For me, I definitely feel like it's different because I definitely think it was a heavy mark on me.
Okay.
So, kind of even apart from regular church babies and stuff like that, for me, I definitely think it was
You knew you were marked?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my kids knew that too. At least one of them knew that no matter what they did, everybody else seemed to get away with it. And they were the ones getting caught. And the teacher's like, yeah. And y'all are marked. You're not going to get away with stuff.
Yeah.
So growing up in church, a lot of kids struggle to find their identity. And they're not always taught that, look, your identity is in Christ. Mm-hmm. And they go and they search and they search and they search and they find a lot of different things that they don't need to be in. Tell me some of the things that you actually struggled with, because you weren't tempted to go out in the world. So then, to me, I'm thinking, okay, so then it has to be a inner struggle, so let's talk about that.
Definitely an inner struggle. Just really trying to figure out who I was. Mm-hmm. I felt like it wasn't easy because it's like, you see church people, you see the life, if I can say portraying, because a lot of times for a lot of people, it was a show at church. You see them at church, but you didn't see behind the closed door. So you're trying to be perfect.
Yes.
In a way. You feel like if I don't have it like they're showing it, then something's wrong with me. Mm-hmm. If I don't have what you guys are claiming is
salvation and holiness,
yeah, then something has to be wrong with me. So I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I don't have this that you guys are showing that I should have, if that makes sense.
And I think that the danger with that is that you paint a picture like you never did anything wrong.
Right.
And what it did for me, it made me think, man, this is not obtainable. Yeah. You come to find out that, yeah, but somebody stepped on your toe accidentally and you cussed them out. So it's like,
right.
Are we perfect? Or like, where are we at? And I heard Juanita Bynum preach, because she told it like it was. Because people did have sugar daddies. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you old enough to know what a sugar daddy is. I know what a sugar daddy is. Women were going through a lot and dealing with a lot. Mm-hmm. But you had to maintain this perfect attitude like, oh, I've never done anything. And no, I've done. And when she laid it all out on the line, it was like, that's what I'm talking about. People got to tell their testimony.
Yeah. And I think that's a big struggle with it too, is the older saints really did not share their struggles. So then it made you feel like, well, if I'm not at this point at this certain time, then something's wrong. My walk ain't right. Like, what's going on? But they don't realize they can be more relatable.
Yeah.
If they just told us what they went through, and that it also helped us, because then we don't feel alone going through our journey, because that was the biggest thing for me, feeling alone. Like, okay, ain't nobody gonna understand this. Like, y'all got it all together. Y'all ain't thinking nobody else went through what I'm going through, but it's people out there who has, but you just don't know because I don't know if they're ashamed of their story or what was going through their head, but they won't share it.
Yeah, and I don't even know what generation I fit in. I came into church in '86, went through the '90s, we in the late middle 2000s now. But either way, I'm a firm believer, like you said, you got to tell people where you have come from. Because this generation, they're like, I'm going to find my own light. I'm going to find my own spiritual way. And if it's Jesus, it's Jesus. If it's burning sage, it's burning sage. Right. If it's witchcraft, if it's this, they're searching. But it's like, who's going to stand up and say, I used to do the same thing you do, but my walk now is with Jesus. This is my life now. Yes, the Holy Spirit deals with you. Yes, Jesus is the answer. Yes, God is there. I believe that God is your first and foremost. But there are things that God is not going to do that he told us to do.
Correct.
And it's like,
all you heard was just pray about it. Just pray about it ain't going to work.
Especially if you don't know how to pray.
Like, that just prayer, it's not enough.
Yeah.
Like, prayer works, but especially for kids, it's not going to work.
Because a lot of children aren't church babies. Correct. They aren't growing up in the church. And I think those that have grown up in the church, we've got to grab a hold of God with everything that we got. We've got to seek God with, like, whatever we did get, grab it and run with it. Yes. Because if you grow up in a church and you see a lot, then either you're gonna lean toward I can say I'm saved and still do this, or either I'm gonna be saved and I'm gonna be saved for real. Right. Because we went to the same church and we saw the power of God moving in that place.
Definitely.
I decided at 14, them people just falling out. That stuff ain't real. And when Bishop Clark laid his hands on me, the power of God hit me so quick, it shook me like, oh, this thing is real. God is real. What was your God is real moment? Like, I know you know God real, but what was it that made you be like, I can't play with this thing?
I don't know if it was a moment. I think it was first observation, seeing him work in others, and knowing like, yeah, that couldn't be nobody but God. That did that. That was nobody but God. But then also going to him for myself. Okay. Because realizing like we talked about being on the backs of our parents and grandparents, like, I'm not getting it through that. I'm not being satisfied from their prayers or, from whatever they're doing. Yeah. So going for myself and building that relationship, it was like, okay, you him. I see you him.
Yeah. Because our prayers are only going to go so far. When I say I'm a mother. You're not. So when I say my prayers, like, I'm thinking of my mom, I'm thinking of me. And I tell my kids, you got to get God for yourself. Because I can only pray so much. But when you come into that age of accountability, that's you and God. So do you think you ever had that moment where, like, God, I'm trying to figure it out and I'm angry?
Yes.
So let's go down that road. Because I think a lot of people will be angry with God, but we're told, don't be angry with God. Why you angry with God? At the end of the day, we be angry with God.
Woo. Yes. It took a while to actually accept the fact or just physically say and tell him I'm angry, because I was afraid to say I'm angry. Like, it's God. How you gonna tell him you angry with him? Like, what? So it took a long time for me to really just say I'm angry. But because my life wasn't going the way I thought it should go. Yeah. And I felt like, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I was never one to just go out and say, forget God, I'm going to do me. It's like, I'm here. I'm trying, But then you see the people come back in and you're like, okay, they're getting what I wanted. And it's like, sir.
So you had
Did you forget me? So it's like,
the prodigal son.
I'm like, I'm anchored with you right now because these are things I've been asking for.
Yeah.
I'm over here struggling, thinking that it's really something wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I'm not getting the answer. Nothing's coming like I think it should.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, big dog. I'm mad with you right now.
So do you think with your walk with God that you also had a level of pride or arrogance? I ain't gone nowhere. I'm doing this and doing that, and why aren't you answering me, or why aren't you lining things up for me?
Definitely, because I felt like I should have been first in line. Because I was like, I've been here, I've been serving in church, I've been doing what I think I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think I should be first priority. Like, come on, first class right here. Who been here? Me? Okay, so I felt like my prayers should have been answered before anybody else's. Yeah. So like, it was definitely like, yeah, God, you owe me this. I've been here.
Yeah. So then, how did he talk to you about that, where you came back into reconciliation with him?
He told me it was all about timing.
Mm-hmm.
And preparing me.
Yeah.
He definitely brought preparation to me. I have to, even though you've been here this long, you've been serving, we always did not have that relationship. So yes, I was in the church. Yes, I was serving in the church.
Go ahead.
But it wasn't a relationship there.
There you go.
So it's like, yeah, you was here, but you wasn't here. So yeah, you was in the house, but you was still kind of absent. So it's like, once you gain that relationship, okay, now what's up? Yeah. Now you can ask me those questions you wanted to ask me. So now we can get to talking.
So how easy do you think it is for church babies to be in the house and not in the house?
Oh, very easy.
The form of godliness, but denying the power.
Very easy, because one you're born into it. You're forced to go, per se. It's like, you going to church. Exactly. Like, whether you want to or not, you're going to church. So it's like you are pushed into it, but now you have to make the choice to stay in it. Being in church, it was like, it was regular. Yeah, it was like, well, this is something I've always did. This is what I know. So I've always done this. I've always got up on Sundays, put my church vest on, and go ahead and go to church. Yeah. So it was something I knew, but the spirit behind it, I didn't know. Cause you can play. We played church. Yeah. And there wasn't no spirit in it. It was us playing. Yeah. So it's like, we watched, we seen what was going on, and it's easy to mimic. Oh yeah. It's very easy to mimic. To have the actual spirit come behind what you're doing, it's different. Oh yeah, it is. So once that spirit came into it, and you actually chose, like, now I'm choosing you. Yeah. No one's telling me this is what I have to do. Yes. I'm choosing you. It's on a whole different level. It is, because I believe that you can, like you said, you can do all these things, but you don't even have a relationship, or you don't even know who you serving. He said, how can you serve that you do not know? I was like, God. Don't he be clocking our teeth? Really? He be clocking our teeth. But you know what? I'm like, well, I'm singing in the choir, I'm doing this. He said, but you're not serving me. You serving the church, but you're not serving me. So that right there, I think, like what you were saying, a lot of people are there and they serving, they doing, and they really not fulfilled, but they just doing it. And it's like, but you're not doing it for me. Girl, that was deep. That was deep. I gotta look at the phone. Let me get another question, because that stirred me up a little bit right there. Definitely. So
when you finally was like, okay, Lord, what did that transition look like from you saying, I'm going to completely turn my life over to the Lord?
It took him taking stuff from me because I thought I could do it myself. So I knew it was nobody but him.
Yeah, he started snatching your safety blanket.
Yes, so it's like, okay, it's you, and I'm going to give it to you. So I'm completely yours, and I'm going to do it your way. Because obviously my way ain't working.
Right. Was that hard, though?
Very, very, very hard. Because I'm a person who I have to see every step. I have to know what's about to happen, when it's going to happen. And I'm like, okay, this needs to be done. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure a way how to get what I need. And when there was no other way for me to figure it out, it was like, it's because you shouldn't have been trying to figure it out yourself.
Because I don't think we're taught how to trust God. It's just trust him. Trust him.
Yeah.
And this is like a sidebar, but just depending on trauma and what you've gone through, you're like, no, I don't trust nobody, not even God. But I do think that similar to me coming to God is everything gets snatched away, and it's like, now what you gonna do?
Yep.
Because you're gonna have to determine either you're gonna lean to your own self where it ain't working, or you're gonna come to me and trust me and let me show you who I really am.
Right.
So that's good. So let me see, we got 2 more questions here. What is it that you think with this day and age and kids growing up in the church, what is it something that you would like to see that's implemented that would help them?
One, more mentorship.
Yeah.
And then also allowing them to do stuff in church.
Yeah.
Because just come to church and sit down and listen is not enough. Like, teach them and let them do stuff.
Yeah.
So then when they're of age, it doesn't feel like they're just thrown into it.
Yeah. Because mentorship can go either way. It could be whether it's somebody in a business or a certain type of job or whatever you're doing. But that discipleship, I feel like, comes in when I'm steering you in the direction of Christ. I want to kind of jump into what is your purpose, what is your gifts, and steering you down that road. But at the same time, showing you that Christ is the way to get to everything else.
Right.
Like, what is it something you would have liked?
A better way of breaking down the word to us. Like, bring it to my level.
Yeah.
And my understanding, so I can actually grasp it. So, it's you got to sit in the church with the grown folks. But we need a space where Pastor may have been talking about this, but let's break this down for y'all on your level.
Yeah. Growing up back in the 80s, we had 3 or 4 drummers. And that's how the kids learn. They just kind of get on them drums and start playing. And eventually those that had that gift just kind of picked it up.
Right.
And it was always this cycle of somebody coming next on the organ, next on the piano, next on the drum. And somewhere along the line, it seems like in a lot of places it's falling off because there's no next on the drums or who's gonna pick up this and who's gonna do this. And a lot of the children are just falling by the wayside. They're just out in the streets, out in the world, trying to find a place that's not even meant for them.
I think for a period of time, for some reason, it got to don't play on that.
Yeah, I remember
don't
that.
mess up that. And it's like, how are they going to learn if you don't let them be curious about it?
Yeah.
If it's always don't touch, don't do, I'm never going to learn if I can't touch.
Yeah. Because I remember that, like, when I was growing up, you could go after service and get on the drums. Now, they didn't too much want you fooling with the organ unless an adult was there. And I get it because that's an expensive piece of equipment.
Right.
But you could clang on the piano, the keyboard. But then when my kids were kind of growing up, it was like, no, get off of that. No, don't touch that. And it's like, well, that's how they cycle that next generation in.
Right.
So I do think there should be a lot more kind of catered towards the children to just kind of disciple them up. And if they feel like they don't fit in the church, they're going to go and try to fit into the world.
Correct.
And the world will kind of like a square peg. It's like, you don't really fit right here, but I'm going to put you in here. And then you going to think you fit when you really don't. Last question. What are you thankful for with your parents rearing you up in the church?
That is the biggest thing I am grateful for towards my parents, is giving me Jesus.
Yeah.
That foundation, I couldn't ask for anything better, because it's shown me right from wrong.
Yeah. It's
shown me who to go to. If I feel like I can't go to anybody else, I know I can go to God.
Yeah.
It's just given me a different outlook on life. A lot of people get into situations and they think it's the end. They don't know who to go to. I'm so grateful for being taught who to go to.
Right.
So being able to build that relationship myself now, I'm grateful for the introduction.
So now do you have a clearer understanding of what your parents were saying way back then, and even the things you've seen them go through? It's like they held on to God.
Definitely. It's like, okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
I understand why you did certain things, because it's like, okay, now I'm going through it. And it's like, okay, I got it.
All right. She got it. Church baby made it through. So think about it, pray about it, and absolutely be about it. God bless you.
It's that wealth in the kitchen.
Yeah. Passed down from generation to generation. A little nugget. They say experience is the best teacher. But I say experience can be the teacher of fools. Because a wise man will look to see what another man does, to see what he will choose. Is that wealth in the kitchen?